on Fox 14 continues.
And welcome back. According to the World Health Organization's first global report on suicide prevention, published last week, more than 800,000 people die by suicide every year, about one person in every 40 seconds in the United States. Suicide rates have gone up 25% in the last 20 years. And I'm joined now by Crystal Board with Finding Solace Counseling Center, and she's here to talk about National Suicide Prevention Week. Thank you so much, Crystal, for joining us. And what alarming figures that I just read. Tell me what the synopsis is of Suicide Prevention Week.
So what we hope during this week is that we're able to talk about one of those topics that is not easy to discuss. And so this brings awareness to what is really becoming an epidemic within the United States of people not discussing their depression and their needs and leading to suicide.
Tell me about Finding Solace and what your company offers and your position with the company.
So I'm a counselor at Finding Solace. We're a private practice counseling company. And so what we offer for the community is mental health services. And so that can range for many different needs and reasons. But, I think the highlight for this week with suicide prevention is really putting a focus on anxiety and depression, because that is normally the illness that builds, that leads to someone feeling like suicide is the only answer.
What is the goal of having a suicide prevention week, and why is it important?
So the importance is that we can bring awareness, because there are a few things that I think are clear for people to be able to watch for. So some of the signs and symptoms is that we want to look for somebody who is having a dramatic change in their behavior. So that can be an increase in drinking, an increase in drug use, pulling away, withdrawing from relationships, giving items away, and having kind of a goodbye moment with loved ones. And it also can be someone who went from being extremely depressed and hopeless and kind of an overnight change of acting like they're okay. And so when we know what those signs and symptoms are, we know how to lean into that, and we're able to then reach out and talk to people rather than allowing suicide to be something that remains taboo and in the shadows.
What resources are out there? Say you're in high school and you have a friend that is exhibiting these signs and symptoms. Maybe you feel like tonight they may do something. What should you do at that moment?
So there are tons of resources, but in terms of what to do, what we always want is, if you see something, say something. So the first thing that we have to throw out is this idea that if we use the word suicide, that we're encouraging the person or putting an idea in their head that is an option. And so we have to be comfortable enough to be able to talk about it. And so for someone who is young, as well as an adult, being able to reach out to the person themselves and ask, are you okay? Are you having any thoughts of hurting yourself? And then immediately going to a medical professional. So we've got several options in terms of being able to reach out to the National Suicide Hotline. That's 1-800-273-TALK or 1-800-273-8255. But we also have natural resources here locally. 911 is well equipped to be able to respond if there's an immediate need. And so when we take the stigma away of the emergency room or 911, we are able to get them immediate help, as well as places like Finding Solace Counseling.
Thank you so much, Crystal, for joining us with this very important message. I think the main message is speak out if you feel like somebody is contemplating suicide.
Yes.
Give them help. Thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thank you.
And coming up next, we're talking about a banquet to benefit the Needless Sickle Cell Anemia Foundation just ahead on Louisiana Living.